Eksistensi Prabowo makin membanggakan.
Critics are concerned, you may clamp down on democracy. What do you say to them?
Who is concerned?
There's some critics who say you may clamp down on democracy.
Who is concerned?
So you're saying
Who is concerned?
there is no concern?
Halo, jangan lupa subscribe, like, dan tulis komentarnya di kolom komentar.
Years to the future. The planet is reshaped today. Energize the massive sound of the DJ. Enjoy the sensation of Holiday.
Prabowo makin membanggakan saja bangsa Indonesia. Demikian papar Dr. Zamri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kali ini, Opini Gino Television Indonesia mengupas tentang bagaimana reporter berhadapan dengan Prabowo. Dan hal ini sekaligus menjelaskan kepada dunia bahwa demokrasi Indonesia adalah demokrasi yang paling mantap. Demikian papar Zamri. Karena itu Dr. Zamri menjelaskan paparan Prabowo di Qatar itu sangatlah membanggakan. Ayo kita saksikan papar Zamri.
Largest economy in 2045. President-elect Prabowo Subianto, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
You campaigned on the promise of continuity. Give us a sense of what policies will be a priority in your first 2 years of government.
Yes, as you know, nation building is a long-term process, and President Joko Widodo has built a strong foundation, and I'm determined to build on that foundation, and my core focus will be first on food security. Indonesia must be self-sufficient in food, and then energy security, energy self-sufficiency, and we are determined to bring down poverty in a massive campaign, massive effort. I'm determined to get rid of hunger amongst our people, especially the young. And in the end, we have to concentrate on processing our natural resources. We have to make a great effort in downstreaming and to industrialize. And all of this needs good governance. I'm determined to cut down corruption, waste, and with that, we are very confident, we are very bullish, we are very determined to bring this all about.
All very ambitious if you want to do it within your first term, which is 5 years. Can you achieve a growth target of beyond 5% in order for you to fulfill what you have set out to do? In my conversation with Bapak Joko Widodo, he said that he's laid the foundation, he's implemented all the policies, put in place infrastructure.
Jika kita mengkaji yang dipaparkan oleh Prabowo dengan reporter di Qatar, itu tentu saja membanggakan. Dari sanalah kita bisa menarik benang merah bahwa Prabowo betul-betul seorang presiden yang saatnya mengingatkan kita pidato Bung Karno dikalau dia melakukan orientasi politik luar negeri. Disinilah bisa kita menarik benang merah. Ketampanan Prabowo kali ini betul-betul maha dahsyat dan hebat. hebat-hebat dan membanggakan seluruh anak bangsa. Seharusnya para nyinyir-nyinyiran patut nonton.
Place infrastructure needed for Indonesia to grow at 7%. Can you achieve 7% or more in the 5 years of government?
I'm very confident. I've talked to my experts. I've studied the figures. I'm very confident we can easily achieve 8%, and I am determined to go beyond.
8% within the 5 years, the first year, second year, and when you go beyond, are you looking at double-digit growth?
I would say within 2-3 years, yes.
You talked
Very
about downstreaming. What are the other growth drivers for you? Or would downstreaming be key to you achieving 7, 8, 9% growth?
Downstreaming will take several years. What will be a growth driver in the first years will be our concentration on agriculture, food production, food distribution, and energy. We want to go green in a very quick way. We want to produce our diesel from palm oil, and this will be a very strong growth driver. We import $20 billion every year for diesel oil. So can you imagine the savings we will have when we will switch to biofuel?
Indonesia has often said it is open for business. Yet, I think a lot of investors say it's adopted protectionist policies, limits on the export of nickel, coal, palm oil. Is it important for you to move away from nationalistic protectionist policies?
No, I think there's a misperception. We are not protectionist. What we are doing is very logical. Every country in the world will fight or will protect the national core interest of their people. And we think that we want to industrialize, and those are our natural resources. We have to protect our interest in the sense that we must get the full value, right? We cannot keep importing.
Jawaban-jawaban Prabowo membuat seluruh anak bangsa bangga. Kebanggaan ini tentu saja akan menjadi ketenangan anak-anak bangsa untuk menggapai cita-citanya. Karena itu, saudara, reporter terus mengingatkan Zamri, apa yang Anda lihat tentang hasil jawaban-jawaban dari Prabowo? Karena menurut seorang reporter atau Opini Gino Television Indonesia dapat menyebutkan bahwa Prabowo adalah jempulan. Dan Dr. Zamri pun menjelaskan Prabowo memang sangat tepat dia hadir dan sangat pantaslah kita mendukung Prabowo. Zamri pun mengingatkan kepada seluruh anak bangsa, saatnya untuk kita membangun peradaban baru di negara kesatuan Republik Indonesia yang tercinta ini.
Keep importing industrial goods all the time. It's not fair to our people. We will not be an advanced industrial society if we are just a producer of raw materials.
I want to touch on your spending plans. When you campaigned, you talked about how you want to provide free lunches, free milk for students, and some are questioning how you will pay for such a program. Can you fund that program if you're unable to perhaps raise the limit of your budget deficit beyond 3%? You've said you can.
We have studied this. We have, we studied all the figures, and we are very confident we can do that. And
while keeping your budget deficit at 3%?
Yes. 3%. And the 3% is something arbitrary. Not many countries hold to that. But we have a tradition of prudent fiscal management. I think we have the lowest debt to GDP figure in the world, one of the lowest. And so now I think it's time to be a bit more daring within good governance. So
what does that mean? Raising the limit beyond 3? Would 4, 5% still be comfortable, prudent?
We calculate that it's a matter of refocusing and cutting down the waste, cutting down the allocation to non-essential activities. So it's a matter of efficient, good governance, good administration, good management. And we are going to introduce, and we are in the midst of introducing e-governance. All Indonesian government institution procurement will go through an e-catalog. We will go digitalization, computerization, and this will increase our tax ratio, our revenue services. We will revamp, and we are very determined to cut down waste. We calculate that we can save a lot of money by cutting down waste, and this will be the growth factor. This will be the growth driver. So we are very confident.
What's also ambitious in moving your capital from Jakarta to Nusantara, a project that will cost you $35 billion. Why is it a worthy cause? Why is it important for you to move the capital?
The idea of moving the capital has been around since the first years of our independence. Our first president, President Sukarno, broached this idea. First, the idea was to put our capital in a more central location. Number two, Jakarta, its surroundings, and Java is very, very highly populated. So the ecological burden of Jakarta is tremendous. We are facing a rise in the ocean. It's around between 5 to 10 centimeters a year.
Kekhawatiran banyak pihak tentang Prabowo sebelumnya. Di saat forum ekonomi di Qatar ini, disinilah mata bangsa Indonesia terbuka. Selain itu, Dr. Zamri juga mengingatkan saatnya kita membangun, terutama di bidang kedokteran, papar Zamri. Dan dia juga mengetahui bahwa pengetahuan Prabowo, dan belum pernah ada presiden seperti Prabowo. Karena itu, saudara, mari kita terus saksikan papar Zamri.
The idea was, so the ecological burden of Jakarta is tremendous. We are facing a rise in the ocean. It's around between 5 to 10 centimeters a year. And so we have to build a giant seawall. That's one of my programs also. But moving the capital is one way to bring growth outside Jakarta, outside Java, and also in the next few years, before the giant seawall can be completed, which will take maybe 10, 15 years, our capital is safe from inundation.
Is funding an issue? Because there's been problems in getting foreign funds into the Nusantara project. Will you be reliant on domestic players, the government, to fund this $35 billion project?
Yes, $35 billion. But the calculation is we will need 25 years to 30 years to complete this capital. So if you say $30 billion over 30 years, That's $1 billion a year. Indonesia's economy, Indonesia's budget can carry that. So we are very confident. I mean, I believe capital city is a political project, and the main drivers must be the domestic resources, and then the foreign investment will come in later.
Bapak Prabowo, you are a general.
I was a general. I'm retired.
You were a general, and you were with the army for 20 years. You were also
28 years, yes.
28 years. It's a long time. Some people perhaps feel like your policies will be viewed through military eyes. How do you respond to that?
I've been out of the military for what? Maybe more than 25 years. So I think it's just, it's a, what do you call it? It's a non sequitur. It doesn't relate to any.
What kind of leadership style do you think you'll adopt as a president?
I will be myself. I will be genuine.
What does that mean?
That means that you are true to your principles, your values, your ideals. And as a patriot, my main value is the well-being of my people. The well-being of my people. My people must be safe. My people must not be hungry. My people must have a good life. That is the dream of every patriot, of every country in the world.
Some people are concerned. Your critics are concerned. You may clamp down on democracy. What do you say to them?
Who is concerned?
There's some critics who say you may clamp down on democracy.
Who is concerned?
So you're saying there is no concern about that?
Why don't you ask the Indonesian people? I go to elections already 4 times. I go to my people. I ask their consent. 3 times they did not give their consent. This time they give the consent. Where is the concern about democracy? The concern about democracy is, I think, made up by some people in the press.
So that would be us then.
Each country have their own culture, history. Every leader of every country must serve their own people in their own way. So I said, I go to my people. They rejected me 3 times. They accepted me this time. So I will work very hard so that I don't disappoint my people. Right? What do we live for? We live for the legacy we want to leave behind is a good reputation, a good name in the history of our country.
Just to wrap up, because we're running out of time, as you said, you attempted to be president several times, and this time you succeeded. Why is it important for you to lead Indonesia? Why is it important for you to be the president of this country?
Basically, it is the desire to serve, the desire to serve the people. I grew up in many countries, and I saw my people, many of them are very poor. In my heart, I cannot accept that in this day and age, Indonesia, member of the G20, Indonesia, the 4th largest population in the world, many of my people are still living a very, very difficult life. And that is what drives me. I want to do my bit. I want to make my contribution.
Saudara, apa yang telah dipaparkan oleh Prabowo itu sebagaimana paparan Dr. Zamri. Jawaban Prabowo sangatlah membanggakan sebagai putra bangsa. Patutlah kita terus melaju dan melaju. Dan diyakini oleh Zamri bahwa Di tangan dingin Prabowo, Indonesia akan maju. Sebagaimana 2000 tahun. Itulah ulang tahun emas Indonesia. Sebagai putra bangsa, Dr. Zamri menyebutkan sangat bangga dengan Prabowo sebagai seorang presiden pilihannya. Papar. Prabowo memang jempolan. Dia wajib memajukan bangsa Indonesia. Saya Gina Samsudin Mirsab melaporkan. Semoga Anda semua
Subscribe, like, dan tulis komentarnya di kolom komentar.
For 2,000 years to the future, eternity is reshaped to nations. Energize the massive sound of the DJ. Enjoy the sensation of modern man.